One thing I would also say is that single is the default.
Yeah.
People keep telling you that relationships are the default, and that's a lie. Single is the default. You are born alone. How can it be that me being alone is the problem?
You're
Single
right.
is the default. We're the weird ones.
We are the weird ones because you've gone and found a stranger
to live
be like
with
now
and have
you're
kids
smelling
with.
his poop every morning.
Ew, yuck.
Dude, yuck.
Relationships are not the default.
Hey guys, Murugi Munyi here.
It's Lydia KM.
And we're back again with another episode of
The Messy In Between.
It's definitely TMI. Welcome guys, episode 30.
Yes!
Lydia,
That's a good number.
Lydia is 30 years old actually, so this is very significant.
I am. Only for like one more month.
Oh my god, yuck.
Yuck.
You're gonna be 31.
Yuck.
Ugh,
Ew, who's
disgusting.
31?
I'm 31. I'm turning 32. I feel like we need to do an episode on the 30s because now our podcast is about to be older than us.
Yeah, now we're in the 30s.
I know,
yeah.
so exciting. Anyway, guys, welcome to this episode. We hope you guys are doing fantastic. We're feeling pretty bomb, like nothing like a little black dress to have you in the mood.
And black is the best.
It's just the best.
The best. Blackity black.
Blackity black.
Black women.
Black
hair.
Coffee.
Black men.
Ooh,
period.
Black men. Oh, right. Okay, fine. Forget your man is black. Yeah.
He is
he's
actually
black.
black.
Oh, he's black. Yeah. You can be black and light skinned.
Imagine. Okay.
Sorry, I forget, guys. I forget. Anyway, welcome to this episode. We hope you guys are doing fantastic. If you are watching or you're listening and you're not yet subscribed to our channel, if you're on YouTube or you're not following us on our podcast platforms, please do that right now.
We'll give you a second.
We'll give you.
Okay.
Done. Exactly. Thank you. Thank you so much for sacrificing that 1 second to subscribe. We love you guys. Follow us on Instagram also. TMI Podcast KE, Lydia KM, Murugi Munyi. That's it. Period.
Period.
Yeah. Period. What are we talking about today?
Today we are talking about something which we both are really a big fan
Yeah.
of.
First of all, Valentine's is next week.
Yeah.
When there were...
I know. See, I know.
Oh, you look at me like, what?
Yeah, no.
Yeah. People in
know.
relationships should not be shocked when Valentine's is the next week because you're covered.
Yeah.
It's the single people who tend to be nervous.
Yeah, but guess what? Funny enough, anyway, let's just tell you what we're talking about. Today we're talking about how to be, not exactly how to be, but being happily single, right? As much as we're in a relationship, this idea that it's like every time you're single, it's like you're almost holding your breath for the next relationship.
Yeah.
I think that takes away the quality of what being single is really about. And we've both had periods of being single, and a lot of the time we're actually kind of like, yes, like living it in the single life. So we wanted to just create an episode where we can share exactly what we were doing when we were single, some extra tips as well.
Exactly.
But the point is to be how you can be happily single so that when you're in a relationship, you're happy there, because who you are single really, you take into the relationship.
You take into the relationship.
Yeah.
And we decided to do it this week actually because Valentine's is coming and we're like, it can get so lonely.
Valentine's is coming.
Where's your boyfriend?
Don't let them pressure you.
Don't let them pressure you. Half the people thinking that are in unhappy marriages or unhappy relationships.
Period. There you go.
There we are.
So we wanted to be like to have a bit of a contrast energy to this whole where's your man, you are alone, all of that, which is total crap, by the way.
Total crap.
It's all about being happy when you are
it's
single.
not about surviving your single years, it's about thriving.
Yes.
Thriving in your single years.
Do you miss being single?
I do sometimes. Wait. Do I miss being single? You know, we're always saying we're married but single. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm saying
she doesn't know. She
single.
can't tell the difference.
Am I married? I'm kind of married. You know what I'm saying? No, but I feel like there are elements about being single that I miss. I don't feel like I've ever been like really super single. So my relationship trajectory, I think even you know,
it's like,
have we been single? My relationship trajectory is basically when I came into adulthood, so to speak, at 18. I met my baby daddy when I was just about to turn 19. So we're in a relationship for like 6 years, a really long time, until like 2014. And that whole time I was like, obviously you have a child now, you're in a very committed relationship. By the time I got out of that, my single year, so to speak, was 2015 before I met my now husband Zach in 2016. And throughout that year, I was single, so I was like mingling, but I wasn't like alone. Actually, that's a distinction. I was single, but I was not alone.
I think
because
alone, like, I don't know, like 30 seconds.
Yeah. No, but I remember when I joined this TV station we used to work at, you were single.
Yeah, for like 3 months.
Yeah.
And then it all started.
Okay, yeah. Even me for like 2 months.
So
it all started.
and then it all started again.
And when she says it all started, she means
Yeah. Whatever do you
she
mean?
was drowning in dick. That's all we're saying. She's just drowning in dick. Anyway.
Disclaimer. I don't know what she's talking about.
Oh, really, right? Yeah. Stay safe, ladies and
Stay safe in
gentlemen.
the
Yeah. So I think I would say that that's my single period, which
Yeah.
means that there were men around, but I was not in a committed relationship, is what we mean by being single, not being in a committed relationship, I think.
Fair enough. So for me, I feel like every time I've been single, maybe at most, I have a couple of months where there's like absolutely no one, like maybe like 2-3 months, where at that time it's like you don't even want to look at another guy, you know, or you just need a breath. But immediately after, there's just kind of somebody there, whether or not they're not exactly my man, officially my man, but they're somebody who's either keeping me company, or I'm going on dates, or there's a situation going around, but I am single, you know?
Like you can't say, you cannot go anywhere and say, this is my man. You can't claim anyone.
You can't claim anyone.
No one can claim you.
Yeah, but at night, everyone's claiming each other.
Everyone's claiming each other. I read a quote somewhere which was saying that women in their 30s, they can never be completely single. Like there's always a guy somewhere. Or like a girl. Like if I met a man in his 30s now saying he's single, stop lying. Because you're single, but are you? You know, is there someone out there who is kind of like thinking that you potentially could be their man?
It's true.
Would
someone be upset if you post a picture of me and you saying that we're in a relationship?
Yeah, would someone? Oh, that is the telltale. Yeah,
that's the one.
But whichever the case, whichever group you find yourself in, whether it's like the single completely, there's absolutely no one in your life, or if there's like someone, but it's not like a real something, you know, kind of thing. We feel like this episode is specifically for you. It's like, how do you thrive in that place of perhaps you want to be in a committed relationship or you want to be married, but it just doesn't seem to be forthcoming. And it can be difficult for people at different stages. So maybe for you, it's been a month and you're dying. Maybe for someone else, it's been 4 years and now is when they're like, I wish I could get into a relationship kind of thing. I feel like people have different thresholds. Don't you think?
Yeah, for sure. And also the reason why people stay away from relationships, because actually a lot of... it's not all women who are happy to just be having sijui dilly-dallying. So they're literally like either I'm in a relationship or I'm in a committed relationship. So it's like if you think about that, then you can imagine the amount of period maybe you were single, you know,
that you are single,
you know, like because some people won't dilly-dally with anyone. It's either you're my boyfriend and we're getting down, or I'm getting to know you into you being my boyfriend. And so if something doesn't work out from the talking stage, still nothing. Some talking stage, still nothing.
Do you think it differs like between women in their 20s versus in their 30s? Because I feel like women in their 30s are not taking bullshit. Like it'll be like a week and it'll be like, so now are we how long are we going to be talking? How long are we going to be chatting? Before now it's like, now we are dating, now you're my boyfriend.
Also, women in their 30s are also kind of, they're over the game. So I feel like actually women in their 30s are more likely to be single than in your 20s. Exactly. In your 20s, you're just like a little bit of attention. You are here, I'm here, you know?
Exactly.
But in your 30s, you're just like, am I really even about to lay down with this?
You know, I mean... How many fake orgasms can I give in one? I'm tired of screaming. I'm tired of faking it. You know what I'm saying? Actually, I just think if I was single right now, like if I wasn't married, it would take a lot for me to be like, okay, this person is my boyfriend.
And you know, to get out of my house, to go and date you, to then bring you into my, you know, our threshold of everything is just a lot higher. We are like that and we're in a relationship. So imagine if we were single, we'd still be like...
I know, but anyway, guys, let us know what you think. Do you think in your 20s the singleness is different from like your 30s singleness? Because like I feel like 30s singlehood could be more,
because you have more money, you have more freedom, you know yourself more, you are treating yourself more.
It's like, what are you bringing?
To do, I guess.
Exactly, yeah.
I actually think about what's it called, single now. I do think about it,
and
I feel like
slightly excited.
I feel so free and myself in my relationship that it didn't feel like such a massive transition into it. You know, obviously we don't have kids yet. That of course is gonna change things.
Certainly it will.
Yeah, exactly.
Certainly it will.
So like now I just feel like I'm with my friend. You know, like it's just like it feels light. It doesn't feel like...
Are there moments where it's like in that moment you feel like, by the way, I'm not single, by the way, like maybe making a decision or like the other day on your Instagram when you're talking about how you had gone to this party and you didn't want to leave, and Mike wanted to leave and you didn't say, then you felt like I'm in a relationship.
Listen, and let me tell you, I felt tied to my hands and feet. You can go watch it
Go
on
and
my
watch
like
her.
what I was talking
Exactly,
about. But
yeah.
those kind of moments I do, but those are so far and few. They're so
few and far between.
yes,
Yeah.
because and it was a really difficult one. That one I really didn't want to go home.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. Me, I remember watching that and I was like, have I been in that? And I feel like that was like a I don't know, a bridge that everyone who gets into a new relationship has to cross, kind of like it's
you
like,
just decide
where's
like,
the limit?
we can't always be together. Sometimes I want to go home and sometimes you want to stay. Let's just decide that's what's going to be happening.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But assuming you are single and you're just like, what the hell is this? I want to get into a relationship. I'm sad. I'm lonely. Valentine's is coming and I just want to lock myself in my house. This is how we think you can be able to thrive, or how we manage throughout that period. My first one is you being single is not necessarily being sexually unfulfilled. I want that to be clear. Let's be honest. Exactly. Being single doesn't mean that you can't get sexual fulfillment, either from people, from other human beings, or even from yourself, guys. We're gonna have a whole like episode on masturbation. I feel like we need a whole episode so that the internet can cancel us properly.
Like not just
what just let them cancel us properly. Exactly. Yeah. But I feel like sometimes when you're single, especially when you're used to being in a long-term relationship, it can feel like either you're single or you're in a relationship. You don't see this in between where you can meet someone and you can be dating and you're having fun, but you're not necessarily in a relationship. And I feel like more single people should embrace that in between. You know, not everything has to be relationship for it to be like, I feel sexually fulfilled, or even to some extent it offers some sort of not like partnership, but like, you know, companionship. Like maybe this is my friend, friendship without it being, this is my boyfriend.
It's true. But you know, I realize that a lot of our personal opinions are from the place of being more sexually liberated being, is this, the word's actually free? I don't know, whatever it is. So a lot of people who are not willing to engage in sexual intercourse before marriage or in a relationship, most of our things, they go over and above them, because a lot of people are not going to be dilly-dallying with you.
You're right.
If there's no sex, most
and
of
actually,
the time it's like,
this is now at the territory of like about situationships.
This is like
so go watch that episode of situationships. Exactly.
One thing I would also say is that single is the default. People keep telling you that relationships are the default, and that's a lie. Single is the default. You are born alone. How can it be that me being alone is the problem? Single is the default. We're the weird ones.
We are the weird ones because you've gone and found a stranger
to live
be like
with,
now
and have
you're
kids
smelling
with.
his poop every morning.
Yuck.
Dude,
Relationships are not the default. And no matter what people keep telling you, my mentality really shifted when I was like, this thing that was so hard for me to get past can't be the default. It must be me being alone and taking care of myself. So changing your mentality about what single means will change your idea fully about your personal experience.
Agree. I also feel like even though we feel like being in a relationship is what gives you now that feeling of like I'm with people, you know, because we have a human need to connect with others. We have a human need to feel like loved, respected, heard. You get that every day from other things. So your colleagues, your friends, your mom, your siblings and whatnot. True. And being able to grasp onto those without feeling the need to be with a partner, I think could take somebody a long way while they're single.
That's the number one thing that changed my mentality. When I was in a situation where people are in a relationship, it was just like, oh, that's nice, but this is how it's supposed to, like, I'm supposed to be alone because I was born alone. And then companionship is an add-on. But if you go around in your single energy, always feeling like I'm the weird one, like they're the normal one, you're constantly going to have like a bit of a chip on your shoulder, and the way you interact with people who you meet that are potential dating will be obvious that you think you're abnormal. Whereas for me, it was like, this is how it's supposed to be.
We were all born single.
So when you come into it, what are you adding for me to leave my default? For me to get out of this comfort I have, what am I adding?
What are you adding?
So that's the first thing for me, is change your mentality. You are supposed to be this way.
I love that so much. I love that. My next one is don't lower your standards because you're lonely.
Oh, God.
Because... I just don't. Oh my God. Sometimes you can feel like I've been single so long. So literally anyone who shows, he remotely just looks in your direction. He was even looking at the tree behind you, but he looks in your direction. Suddenly you're just like, wow, I'm giving him my heart and my soul. No, ladies.
Let
Like,
me-
I think the
God.
period while you're single gives you the opportunity to figure out what you like, what you don't like, what you're looking for, what your type is, right? So that by the time someone comes, it's like, as you're saying, is this person actually adding value to my life? Not just like, oh, there's this person. You know, sometimes I read these TMI talks you guys send us, and then someone will say something like, oh, this guy has come and he's interested in me and he wants to marry me. What do you guys think? And it's like,
What
are
do
you
you
interested
feel?
in him? Do
Yeah.
you like him?
Yes,
like,
that's what we said. 2022.
2022.
Do
So
I
please,
even like him?
Do I even like him on
I
that
even
date?
like him?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So don't lower your standards because now you're just like, I've been waiting so long. That's a lack mentality.
Yeah.
You feel like, oh,
And
there's
also,
not enough
you've
men
been
left in
waiting
the
more.
world.
Remember, it's the default. You're not waiting for anything.
Anything.
Your
This is
life
how-
has been going as normal.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of the things about that is that you don't realize the dangers of lowering your standards at the time when he comes and he's just like, you're cute, you're da 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 da. You look nice.
Hi, thanks. Wow.
That's so sweet
Wow.
for the first month. But when you embark on a journey where you settled, getting out of those pits of hell
know.
is so much work. So it's better to just kind of, I'm not feeling this doesn't feel nice. Please let me just wait until the next person is.
But you know, when you're unhappy single, you start ignoring the red flags intentionally because you're just like, you know what, anyway, it's not so bad. Do I want to go back to being single? No, it's not so bad. Let me just stay with him kind of thing. But it is so bad. It actually is so bad.
And if whoever you're committed to, you're committing for life, can you do this for life? Maybe a month you can vumilia.
Exactly.
But will you be screaming the roof down?
Will you?
When you're 62.
Can we also just say single is not the worst situation you can be in?
Being in a bad-ass relationship, abusive relationship, those are there's no unhappiness. That's quite like an unhappy relationship.
Exactly.
There isn't.
Being with someone but feeling alone.
Feeling alone, feeling disrespected, feeling like you're not valued. I would rather be in my house the whole time.
Ooh, girl.
Also, this is my other one. If you are single and let's say we're talking to the people who want to be a bit more social, want to get out there and want to kind of have a more fulfilled single life, right? There is no point of you being in your house alone and complaining about being single.
Please,
we're not doing that.
No,
we're not doing that anymore. When I was single, there's a time when it came when I was just like, okay, so after I had gone back into the market or whatever, and then I realized maybe I actually do need a bit more time. I took maybe 3 or more months after, and then I was just like, you know what? I feel like it's time. When I decided that, I want to kind of be a bit more open and go out there, I started saying yes to invites. Yes. Actually, the way I met Mike was through a random yes that I would never say yes to. Was someone who had never been to their house. I didn't know any of their friends. I just knew him. And I went to a party on my own.
And then you met. What's one thing I love about Lydia? You're always willing to just try.
Just give it a try.
Yeah, which I absolutely
So
love.
a lot of the times I find that it's like you're complaining about being single, but if we actually look on paper, you go to work and you go straight to your house.
Yeah. Come on, guys. Yeah. Although a lot of people meet their potential partners at work,
if
but
you've gone there, they're not there.
They're not there. If they're not present. First of all, if you're only 3 of you in your office, that's
true.
Unlikely.
So
then
say yes more. Say yes to a bit more invite. Church,
the gym,
trying a new hobby,
hiking,
anything.
Exactly.
Just be a bit more receptive to stepping out of your comfort zone.
Agreed. My one that I wanted to say is that it's difficult to see how great your season is if you're always focused on the next season, like I'm always saying, like there's such joy in my season of singlehood, but now also there's such joy in my season of marriage and motherhood. There's joy in every season if you just take the time to sit and actually look like, wow, this is great. Like when you're single, you're only looking at the fact that, okay, at home no one is hugging me while I'm falling asleep. That's the only thing you're seeing. But you're not seeing the fact that, wow, I can literally change my sheets whenever I want. I can have whatever I want for dinner without having to think about someone else. I can decide to go out if I want and get home whatever time I want. You don't see those things while you're there. You only see like the grass always seems greener on the other side. But you can enjoy your season of singlehood, whether it's singlehood, whether it's you're separated, you're divorced, you're in a relationship. Find the joy in that particular season, because you'll find once the season has gone is when you're looking back like, wow, I should have really enjoyed that.
I know.
So much
and then
more.
Here I am, and here he
and now
is,
he
and
exactly,
he won't go away.
Now you live with him. We don't
Yeah.
like that. So find the joy in your season. You don't actually realize how how independent you are when you're single. Like, you get to just decide stuff.
I know. It's
Wow.
true. And you don't have to keep checking on someone.
Oh, Lord.
Like 24/7. Are they okay?
And men, you have to
fine?
keep checking on them. They can just, they can kill themselves out there. You don't even know.
You
Just
gotta
somebody.
you gotta stay woke.
You gotta stay woke, man.
Stay woke.
Exactly.
Yeah, actually, funny enough, when I look back, I feel like I was able to find joy in my next season because of how much I was obsessed with finding all the little joys of my singlehood. It will. And there's so much, baby. There's so much.
I actually met her when she was in that season of singlehood, and I remember just admiring how much fun you seemed to be having in your life. And me that time now was knee deep in like tiny little babies, and I was just like, look at this bitch. Look at this bitch just going home to just her empty apartment. Like, you just get home and you just like, you can sleep and you can just eat.
Silence.
And what?
I know, what is that now?
I don't get it exactly.
God, yeah, I really
but yeah,
did.
I remember, and you were super intentional. Like, I remember you'd like be working out, you'd be cooking for yourself. I love that you would even cook for yourself. Yeah. Lydia would cook meals for herself,
and not even just the basic meals. In the relationship before, I had realized I would go to his house and I would be so ready to make him like all my pasta dishes or like my wows. When I get home, I don't care what I cook, and I was just like, wait. Yeah.
Treating
that's
him better
me
than you
showing
treat yourself?
myself that I'm below. So I started making nice meals for myself. Like, I would make an effort to actually cook for myself. So yeah, I had a really good time. Look, I'm too excited about this. About my. Oh yeah, I remember, it was so much fun.
She had a lot of fun. Mike, if you're watching this, she loves you.
Yeah, I love you so much, babe. Oh, I love single.
I know.
My other one is single is your homework. If we're thinking about the way like your life goes, relationship is school and single is your homework. So before you're starting to think about
analogies today, wow, I love it.
I'm on it.
Hey, wow.
Before you start thinking about to do your next class and your next class tomorrow, have you done your homework?
Have you?
What was wrong with your last relationship? How could you have? What would you have done better? What happened that you could have changed but you chose not to? Are you good at setting boundaries? Are you a good girlfriend? Forget what he did.
Yeah.
Were you a good girlfriend?
You a good girlfriend?
Were you a good woman? Were you respectful?
Or
Yeah. What in the beginning could you change now so that you can change a beginning in the next one? I spent majority of my single digging into myself. It's like, oh yeah, I remember that argument, but let's play it back without playing the victim. Oh, okay, that's true. Ooh. I definitely overreacted there.
We love to play the victim.
Oh, we love to play the victim. Without playing the victim, I started looking back and I saw all the ways where I did participate in the fights. I was also shouting back. It wasn't just him shouting.
Yeah,
when I wanted to say no, I said yes. Why did I do that? And I dug so much into myself so that I was more awake in my next relationship, So single is homework. And if you haven't done that homework, sister, there's no need to be rushing.
I don't even think Lydia as a content creator right now would not exist without that bad relationship. Because I feel like it woke you up. It woke you up.
It wouldn't exist without me allowing it to woke me up.
Oh, yes. Oh, right. Yeah, right.
It's
you, girl.
There's people who go in relationship and they're doing the same thing and they're not waking up. So take single as homework. If somebody asks you, oh, you're single, yeah, got some homework to do before I go anywhere else. If you take it that way, you're going to see how it was kind of you.
It was kind of you. People are not ready for that conversation, by the way. People are not ready for that conversation. Yeah. I feel like a key thing for me also for surviving the single years or months is thriving in the single years or months is setting boundaries with people who don't seem to understand that you're okay being single. Yeah. If you have a friend who's always coming to tell you, hey, by the way, you don't have someone or that auntie or your mom or you're saying, hey, you're getting old, whatever at your eggs are going to, it's okay for you to be like, hey, that's an inappropriate thing to say. I would appreciate it if you don't say that to me. Yeah. You should say that even to that auntie.
I'm happily single.
And I'm
fine with that. So please don't project what you think I should do with my life.
Exactly. Yeah. Because I feel like that constantly hearing that, constantly affirming that, or like when people say it, then even you make jokes about it, like, Prince Charming has not yet found me or whatever. Just tell them, no, me, I'm happy. Affirm what it is that you want other people to see in you. It's also. True. Be like, me, I'm thriving. I mean, I have a 6-figure paying job. What do I need a man for?
True. That can actually make you feel so sad.
It can, yeah.
My mom actually told me this story. My mom got with my dad when she was around 24. she had me at 25, whatever, and my mom was separated from my dad at 32. So she had written this when,
At the age I'm about to turn.
Yeah.
Oh my.
They were separated
Wow.
at 32 years. So my mom was just like, where are you going? You're not rushing into anything.
Yeah.
Because had I maybe waited longer, I would have had a longer, healthier, I'd known myself more, I'd have been able to see so many other things. So when you think about, actually, a lot of people who got married a lot earlier, now things seem like a lot of people are separating.
Like early 20s, mid-20s, you're right. Yeah.
People are separating, and the point of getting into a marriage or into a long-term partnership is you want it to last long. So when my mom told me that, I was just like, I'm rushing to only end.
Exactly.
So that I can please people who will not be there.
For right now, but for later it's not working out. But for right now.
When you're being beaten, where are they going to be?
Where?
When you're unhappy, where they're not going to be anywhere. So a lot of people just want to put you in a box because they live in a box. So you just take your time.
Take your time, exactly.
Take your time.
You better do it right.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's one of the things we're always saying is done is better than perfect.
Yeah.
But in relationship
Not
setting,
in relationships.
not in relationships.
No,
yeah.
not just
this
done.
one, wait for wait for it to feel right. And
Yeah.
not to say that if you get married young, then you're automatically doomed to
not
a
at
failing
all.
relationship.
Yeah.
It's just that it's better to enter into a partnership of any kind, whether it's business or work or whatever.
Consciously awake.
Exactly. And when you know yourself better, you know what I'm saying?
I agree with that. Yeah. Another thing, I guess we've said it in roundabout ways, but romance yourself. If a man came into your life, and today you were talking about this actually on your
my
video,
story,
and treated you the way you treat yourself,
Yep.
would you be okay with that? How often do you check in on yourself? How much are you investing in yourself? That's what you were talking about. If you're investing in yourself, treating yourself, buying yourself gifts, whatever it is for you, it doesn't have to be material things. But if you're treating yourself on a high standard, when somebody comes into your life, they can see the basic because you're not gonna do less than them.
If you're not taking us here,
it's either if I'm already here, you must be coming to put me up here.
Agreed.
Because if you're going down here, I don't need you.
Yeah.
I'm good without you. You know?
Yeah.
So romance yourself. Some of the things that I said I used to do is I started taking care of my space so much. My house was always
impeccable.
Yeah. It was always clean. It was tidy. I never lounge around in pajamas. If I get up, I wake up, I change into whatever, and I do my bed. I started taking myself to places. Let's say if I wanted to go out or whatever, I would invite a friend, obviously for company, but it was me who was treating myself. I would go there knowing I'm going to spend this money on myself. Another thing, I started making meals for myself that were better than just like anything. Oh, I just got home, I'm tired, let me just eat noodles
and hot dog.
No, I started being like, if I had a boyfriend, I wouldn't just be like, let's just eat noodles. Maybe once for whatever, but in truth, I'll probably think, no, let's eat something else. So I started raising my bar of how I treat myself from the place of being the one. I wanted to be the one for myself so that when somebody came, they would fit right in, as opposed to me, my standard of treating myself is a little basic, but I want you to upgrade
exactly.
it. No.
And it also makes you a lot more likely to take basic from someone.
Yeah,
because even the bare minimum he gives you, it's like, okay,
wow,
that's nice, auntie.
I can't
it's
scream.
basic.
I cook for myself every day.
Exactly.
You took me out. I was doing
so now
that
we're eating, which you require, also you require to eat for you to.
So before somebody became my man, it was just like, okay, they are doing what I do for myself and beyond. Then I was just like, that's an asset because it's more than I have on my own. That's the only reason to get into a relationship.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I also feel like when you're single, besides focusing on yourself and like, at least doing things for yourself, also it gives you you have so much time to take up activities.
Yeah.
I feel like when you're just always in the house, sitting, sleeping, watching series, it gives you so much time for you to sit there and just be like, oh my God, I'm so lonely. Oh my gosh, I'm alone in the world. I'm alone in my house. That now you have the opportunity to take up things like if you want to start hiking, if you want to take up beauty, if you want to paint, if you want to, whatever it is, you want to start going to the gym, whatever, you have the time and opportunity to do that. People don't realize how when you now get in a relationship or now you're married or you have kids, it's like suddenly there's so many people. Exactly. Now it's like you're taking care of the kids. Now you have to pick up these other people. Now you're going on a date. Now you're doing whatever. But when you're single, it's just you. You can literally do anything you want. Focus on that. Fill up your time with things that you actually love so that you don't actually you're just sitting at home, just like, everything sucks kind of thing. Everything will suck if you are boring.
No, if you sit in that doing nothing, it will suck.
Exactly. Are you bored or are you boring? Question. Yeah.
I always think that. Anytime I feel bored, I'm just like, It's for me to make my life interesting. Who am I waiting for?
Right? Yeah. Can I also say that being single allows you to cultivate and deepen non-romantic relationships?
Yeah, that's actually one of mine.
Yeah.
I was going to say pay more attention into loving and nurturing other relationships. You will find that you can't remember the last time you saw your grandparents. You can't remember the last time you called that friend who had a baby. You can't remember the last time that you were the person who went to your friend's house and did something to them for free. Just to do them. You become if you learn to be a more intentional person in any relationship, that somewhat translates when you do get back into a relationship.
So your relationship with your parents, even your siblings, your co-workers, your friends.
True.
I mean, anything like that. And I think over time you'll start to realize that being single is actually kind of great.
Being single
it's actually
is
fantastic. It's actually amazing, right?
But I think the reason, I can actually see why we're happy in relationships.
Yeah.
Because we were so happy single.
We were so happy.
Where do they come from, these people? Where do they come from to remove us from the streets?
Me, first of all, that 2015, I was in the streets, man.
Really?
Hey. Wow. I worked. I was on my knees a lot. That year I was on my knees.
Oh, I thought you were
I can
never.
Yeah, I was on my knees a lot that year, and it was fantastic. But anyway, as Valentine's is coming, think about celebrating love, loving on yourself. If you don't have a partner, love yourself. Focus on loving the people around you. Have your sister be your Valentine. Have your dad be your Valentine. Have your friend be your Valentine.
And be intentional with those plans so that you're not at home feeling like
watching,
and it doesn't have to be expensive. You can tell your girlfriend, come, we do our Galentines, we'll just have a bottle of wine, have some food, and just like relax. The year when I was in a relationship, I got 0 flowers.
No.
The year when I was single, I got 2 bouquets just from the Lord. My mom sent me one because she was like, oh, like, I don't have to be alone. But mind you, I was completely fine. But she sent me flowers. I also, when I got to work, randomly, a guy had sent me flowers to say thank you for appearing on his podcast.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so I got 2 bouquets, and then I went to dinner. Me, my auntie, and my 2 cousins. We go to dinner. If we're all single, we always go to dinner on Valentine's together. So that year it was just the 3 of us. So we went to dinner. So my Valentine's was amazing, and I was single, but I was intentional about making plans
exactly,
so that I'm not there at home alone. I was there talking to other people and having a good time.
What are your Valentine's plans this year?
We were definitely going to go somewhere, maybe like a little staycation.
Oh, we should do a double date staycation.
We should?
Yes!
Okay, I'll talk to you. Yeah,
so
there's a potential.
Yeah, okay, great.
Okay.
It's sorted. Anyway, if you're single and you've watched this episode, we hope we've given you some tips that can take you through, help you thrive in your singlehood season. And if you guys have any others, please leave them in the comments if you're watching on YouTube, or DM us on Instagram, TMI Podcast KE, right?
Yeah. Honestly, love your single time and see the purpose for it. If anything has purpose, it's always going to have more meaning. It's going to be more joyous. So try and figure out my purpose for being single is, and write them down.
Exactly.
And every time you find that you're drifting and you're worrying about the next season, you have something to realign you back.
Let it be for
to love
something.
yourself. And I promise you want your relationship to be serendipity. It's like you almost weren't looking. It just came.
And things always happen like that. When you're not looking, that's when it happens upon you, and you're like, oh, all right,
it's true.
You know?
Or when you're ready and it's time to get to the next step. Yeah, we hope it's helped. Guys, me, I'm just thinking about my single life.
I know. Cut, so we can now think about our single life.
I don't know the last. Okay, I do enjoy every single segment, but that one really just kind of woke me up.
We're just like, we're like, these men better not play because we are willing to go back to being single.
This close.
I thought we won't be single raising 3 kids. I can, by the way.
Listen.
You're joking.
A village. Yeah, anyway, guys, this is TMI Talk, and this is one of our favorite segments because when you guys ask us a question about what's going on with your life, we feel like we get a piece of you, right? And majority of the times you guys are getting more of us, right?
Exactly.
So anytime you have a dilemma when it's about money, relationships, anything, just DM us on TMI Podcast KE Pale Instagram. And majority of the times, if we can't do it for the podcast episode, we are always going to reply to you directly via, even sometimes we give voice notes, you know. You want that personal touch. We just might. So today's TMI Talk Hi guys, so there's this guy who is my neighbor. We were having dinner together basically every day. We were flirting and the vibe was there. So I decided to take a step forward and tell him I wanted to be more than just friends in his house. But he rejected me and I immediately went home. 1 hour later, he brings me dinner. He has been bringing me dinner ever since. What would you guys do if you were in my position?
He's afraid of rejection and she's afraid of commitment.
Yeah, she's single. So single ladies, you're gonna get a lot of this. You're gonna get so many people who is like, they're not there to get you out of your single, but they don't want you to go in between.
But I appreciate the fact that I appreciate it when a man can actually say, can reject you outright. I personally appreciate that. I love the fact that he can be able to say, no, I don't want to be in a relationship right now. And some people are looking for that in between. But if you are clear that you don't want that, you don't want the in between, you want this other one, do not compromise. Exactly. And this sort of like, he's bringing you dinner. By the way, imagine you can just ask him, please stop. If it makes you uncomfortable, you can ask him to stop.
Or what is it about? You know, let me tell you what I found people do, especially when they're not willing to commit. They're willing to give you a little bit, just enough to make you think that it's right, it's there. Let me give you an example. There's this guy who I was talking to when I was single, and he was so consistent with conversation and calling.
And you know how we love that.
We love that. You know, it was around COVID season, so we were like, there was when Nairobi was locked. Huh? No.
Oh.
Yeah. The Nairobi was locked, so it was a majority of the time it was just like conversation. And he kept it going, and it was like so consistent. But when it was some time to like now come to Nairobi and actually actualize it, it was just like kind of a little bit all over the place. It didn't seem like he had a plan. There was no like real genuine intention. It was like, you know, oh, where will you be? Oh, I'll be there. You know, like
generally like
oh yeah, I might just pass by where?
I remember.
My house.
I remember
you
that.
You remember, right? And I was just like,
and it was like,
what is this?
Energy.
Are you serious? After like consistently being on my phone. So you will find that someone is giving you enough that you feel like they're somewhat invested, but not really to give you what you want. And what you do with those people is just be like, goodbye. It's just like you keep them to the side, or you continue to enjoy what they're giving. But you know that they're not anything.
The problem comes in if you feel like that what they're giving you is enough to keep you hooked, and you're not now actually looking for what you actually want out there. So make sure you always remind yourself, even that every time he brings you dinner, remind yourself he rejected you.
He did.
Remind yourself this person is not my boyfriend. This means nothing. It's just food. It's free dinner.
Just food.
That's it.
And you can eat and you can enjoy yourself. Exactly. But do not let that be the thing that's making you think, but he won't be doing it.
No.
Men are always willing to give crumbs because they don't want to give you the big thing. If you take crumbs and you see this to be something, they're never going to even bother with anything else. So what would we do? I would enjoy eating the dinner because I know I've been rejected. I would enjoy eating the food, and then I would just be going about my business.
Exactly, And you make sure that anytime, if now the flirting keeps going on, you pause the flirting. So when you say something flirty, you can just be like,
interesting.
Interesting
approach.
I would hate to flirt with you. I just felt goosebumps. I'm like, wow, Lydia, no, give me something. No, give me something.
Have you seen what's happening on the news?
Oh, right, exactly. The weather today was strange, right? Yeah. Right. So give the energy that you want to be received with, so that you can know that even if it's bringing you dinner, it means nothing because you have closed that chapter.
It's true.
Yeah, we hope we have helped you guys. Leave her some advice in the comments, right?
Yeah. Always, guys. Thank you so much for watching this episode.
Or listening to this episode.
Watching or is this camera?
Is this a YouTube channel or is it a podcast?
It's a podcast. Please. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning into this episode. Your loyalty is just, to us, it's just like, it's the best thing ever. We are at 20,000 followers on Instagram. We are at
30K plus subscribers on YouTube. Oh,
and
Lord.
We have no words, guys. Thank you so much for supporting us and appreciating us. Absolutely. And we will see you on episode 31.
And enjoy your Valentine's, whether you are single or you are in a relationship or like whatever your situation.
And if you want to get out, by the way, if you want to get out of social media for like a day or so because it's too triggering,
do it, babe.
Absolutely do it, because you don't also want to be looking at people who are in love with like bad energy.
Exactly. Good energy. And if no one tells you they love you in this coming week, as we love you.
We love you. We love you. You're loved.
See you next time. Bye.